This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey everybody, Crystal Gamer here with something I am so excited to show you. So this is my first Strangerville build. It does include pretty much every pack though. It's a lot more than just Strangerville, but I found a way to use so many of the buy items in Strangerville that I didn't think that I would have any use for. And so I've built this, and this is Joint Forces Desert Survival Training Command. At least that's what it is to the public. That's the part that we can see. So we have a few different buildings here. These buildings are barracks. They'll be our first place we take a look at. We've got our little guard shack. And I should note that part of my inspiration on this is I'm former military and so is my husband. So we had a lot of fun with this, talking about it and kind of batting around ideas for what this base is. So the upper part is the Desert Survival School. And so that's the part that the public knows about. But there's a lot that the public doesn't know about. So anyway, the folks that go to Desert Survival School, they're here for 4 weeks at a time. And so they don't spend a whole ton of time on the base. They're out in the desert surviving a lot. And so they're only on base for a short period of time, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the whole story of what the base does and all of that. And so, okay, here's our little guard shack, all of our cameras, bulletproof glass, all of that stuff. And it just so happens, whoops, don't want to show you that. It just so happens that this guy does a little bit of listening activity as well. So just a hair of local intel gathering stuff just to make sure that the area stays safe. Then, of course, we have some display stuff because almost every military installation has display stuff. Our 2 barracks here, left and right on either side. And in my mind, this open area, this is where everyone gathers for formation. So this is where they fall out in the morning. This is where the drill instructor or TI would be standing, like with his back to the plane, and everyone else would be in formation in this section facing the flag so that they can sing their appropriate song. For me, it was the Air Force song because I was Air Force. My husband and I were both Air Force. And so here we're going to go into the first barracks. I'm just going to give you overhead on this stuff. So this is the first barracks. The 2 barracks are very similar. Sleep 18 people each. And then they have a shared bathroom with 4 sinks, 2 toilets, and open showers. And I built these open showers and I showed this to my husband and I asked him, I was like, yeah, did you guys have open showers like this too? And his response to me was, I was an officer. Snobby. I can't believe I married a flyboy. I swore I would never marry a flyboy because pilots are so egotistical. But I love him and his ego. So good. So, okay. What happened to my stairs? We're missing stairs out front? And on the side. 2 sets of stairs just went away. All right, well, I'll have to fix that. I don't know what happened. They're supposed to be little stairs here and they just magically disappeared. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, the second barracks, very, very similar to the first barracks, and the bathrooms are very similar. They just have different splooge and cracks and things. And I'm so happy I found lots of use for the different grungy stuff because this is great. Although this would only appear in a very old military installation because let me tell you, they forced you to clean a lot. So this military installation up above is kind of old. Then back here, we have the base laundry for the training guys and a general just kind of bathroom for everything. Then back here, we have the chow hall, and this chow hall functions, it does double duty as a classroom. So for the first week that the training guys get here to learn the desert survival stuff, they're in class learning first. And so they do the in-class stuff in the chow hall, so it serves double duty. And then the chow hall has like this double kitchen area here with lots of stuff. And so, yeah, so the chow hall serves double duty as a classroom. And then I'm going to skip the next building for a second, and we're going to come back to that. We're going to go over here. This is the base rec center. So here we have the rec center. Of course, the guys that are here for desert survival training, they don't get to spend a lot of time here. They might be allowed to come here like once a week and maybe once after they graduate, but they're not going to spend a lot of time here. This particular facility is more for the permanent residents of this base, or the regular residents of the base, and we will get to that in a moment. So our next building, this is the administrative offices for the training installation. So we have some computer desks. We've got another little listening station. So they're doing a little bit of listening there. We have our conference room, and we have the head honchos on either side. So their offices are on either side, and I will give you the look on the opposite side too. So that's what those places look like. I'm assuming I'm making this be like an Air Force or something, military symbol. We're pretending that's what that is. So there's some pretending going on here because not all the symbols and things work. So then there's another door back here. Where does this go to? And it also appears here as well. So there's a couple of doors that lead down these stairs. So, okay, this is when we start to get interesting. At the bottom of these stairs, we have a little break room, and we can see on the left-hand side is a skiff door. And what a skiff is, for those non-military personnel in the audience, a skiff is an area where you do secret or top secret classified work, basically, where you're allowed to discuss and work on classified stuff. So this is the break room for all the workers. And then back here, we have a coded door. Now, my assumption is anytime we see one of these doors, these are coded doors. Now, of course, the game doesn't have that, but what a coded door is a door that has a keypad on it. And so you need a code to open it. So you need a code to open this door. It's not a skiff area, but you need a code to open it. And then you come to this hallway. And this hallway is all barracks is what this is. We're in the barracks. So all these doors down the right-hand side are barracks rooms. And then if I go down here, and I will show you these later, I'm hesitant to go above right now because I want to keep the secret stuff secret for a moment. So this is for the barracks. This is their lounge area. So they have their TV room here. I'll go up a little bit so you guys can see this. So they have their TV room here and their kitchen room here. And then on the opposite side, they have their little eating area, little chess table. So, okay. So we go down and we enter another hallway. Apparently I have to go further down. We enter another hallway. To the right is the big commander's office. And to the left, we have more dorms. And I'm going to show you these dorms afterwards. But for now, I'll just tell you that the people that live down here, they are on 6-month rotation. And when they live down here, when they're at this base, they are not allowed to leave the base because what they're doing here is so super duper secret that they can't let anyone know that they exist on this base. So they live down here. They stay down here for 6 months, basically. They're allowed to go to the chow hall and the rec center periodically, but that's about it. And so they have their own workout facility down here. So this is their workout area. They have their own laundry down here as well. And if we turn to the left, that other hallway, at the very end of that hallway is to the left is where the lounge is. So I am going to give you the overhead view in a minute, but I don't want to do that until we go into the skiff. So through this coded door. So basically there's a coded door on both sides to get to the living quarters. And now we're going to go into the first skiff area. So this is our first secret area, and I love this room. Oh my God, I love this. So this is the intel room. So this is where they're doing all kinds of super secret intel gathering stuff. It's awesome. I love this space so much. When we go back here, we have the commander of this area here. He's in this office. And so he lives here, or doesn't live here. He works here. He stays here for more than 6 months and he is allowed to leave. But everyone else is pretty much has to stay on the base. He does a longer rotation. He holds command for a couple of years. So he's allowed to leave the base. And then in here is their situation room. So Yep, we have their situation room for the Intel activities, storage, file storage, and all that. So that is the first secret area. So this training installation is also an intelligence gathering installation. So that's skiff number 1. This is just a restroom here. And then we go through yet another coded door, and this coded door takes us to another skiff entry. So we go through this skiff entry, and then we go downstairs, down this hallway. Now, this has 3 coded doors. So you guys have probably heard the phrase need to know. So even if you can get through that last skiff entry, you can't get through these 3 coded doors. You might only be able to get through coded door number 1, which would be our IT people, because this is our server farm. So I didn't know how I would use these items here, and so much of this, and a lot of this is get famous stuff too, a lot of these items, and it just works. And all of this stuff, I didn't think that I'd ever get to use this stuff in a build, so I'm very happy that these kind of look like servers, and this makes for a good server farm back here. So this is their IT room. So the IT folks can get in there, and then in here would be different people go through this coded room, and you notice we've got some hazard signs, warning signs. Through this coded room, now we get into a different secret area. Now, those that play the game will know that these jars of stuff are one thing, but in this particular world, these jars are plant life. So this base studies plant life in the region, and there's a reason for that, and you're going to see that when we get further down into the secret areas. Yes, there's more. So this here is the office for the scientists that study this stuff here. So there's a couple of scientists. This is their office, and this is their lab area. They have some refrigeration stuff. They have some machinery. I don't know what that is. We'll call it a mass spec or something. We'll say that they're mass specs. Another lab with different stuff in here, and then some refrigeration for chemicals and different samples and things in here. So that's their lab, and poof, look at that. There's another coded door. So what's behind this one? Ooh, another skiff entrance with a special decontamination thingy here. So we go through this, and here's all the stuff that this place studies. So this is all the stuff that they collect and all the stuff that they study here. So that's what this facility is. Then we go back through the lab area. And I'm going to show you overhead of stuff when we're done, so you can get a feel for like where we're going with all these hallways. And you remember we had yet another coded door here. So when we say need to know in the military, we mean it, because we will code the hell out of everything to make sure that you can't access anywhere that you're not meant to. So we go down here, and there's yet some more skiff access. So we are in the super, super duper secret area, and so this landed in this area a while back. So this is our observation tower. And this base was built up entirely around this spaceship landing. And all of the plant life around this spaceship landing has started to go hinky. And that's what this base was built for. So they built the entire base up around this. They built the science lab to study this stuff. And then they built the training installation essentially as a cover for everything that happens down here. So we have some technical stuff here. You'll notice we have a ton of cameras. You can't move in here without being on camera. We have the guard chair here because this has to be guarded 24/7. Another coded door. So what does this go to? Well, another guard chair, because this is guarded 24/7, and another skiff area. So yet more access requirements. And then in here, we have like a small little room that we go to. And in this room, we have lockers and stuff that contain hazmat suits. So you change your clothes into the hazmat suit, little changing area, some hooks to hang up your clothes and whatnot. So you change into your hazmat suit there, and then you go through. This here is a decontamination. So you go through in your hazmat suit, you get decontaminated here, and then more cameras, more coded doors, and we go through and we get to come in here to study the spaceship. Now, don't ask me about the vegetation. It wouldn't actually be here, but you know, hey. All right, I'm going to go above now and give you guys the look from the top. So, okay, so this is what this looks like from above. So yeah, there's our super duper secret stuff, and this basically is the purpose of this entire base. So yeah, like I said, all the plant life has gotten hinky around that spaceship landing, so they're studying all the plant life, and there's their collections of it. Here's the science lab from above. Oh, I forgot to mention they have a restroom down here too, so the scientists don't have to go all the way upstairs. But yeah, there's their science lab from above. The server farm that controls the servers for the whole base. Then all our dorms and our intel skiff. So here's our intel skiff right here that we looked at. And here are the dorms. Now there are 26 dorms. They vary in size and shape. But they all have military issue stuff, because remember, these folks are only living here for 6 months at a time. And they all have shared bathrooms. So there's 2 rooms and a shared bathroom. And then, of course, we have their lounge area. And then we have the commander's room here. I only did a little bit of customization. I did a little customization on his room. He's the only one that has his own bathroom. Everyone else is shared. So yeah, and some of the rooms are a lot smaller, but they have these big storage lockers, so they have a lot of space. I mean, for military, this is a lot of space. So, and double beds are huge. That's obviously the higher ranking people have the double bedded rooms, and then the lower ranking people have the smaller rooms. So if someone wants to download this build and customize all of the rooms, that's awesome. I didn't go through all that trouble because I really wanted to get this build out. There's their workout, their laundry, and more barracks type rooms, living quarters. And then we go upstairs to the part that the general public knows about, the training base that hides it all. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit subscribe and the little notification button. And if you're not new, please give me a comment. Give me a comment either way. Let me know what you think about it, and hit that like button if you enjoyed it and all of that good stuff. And thank y'all so much for spending the time with me today. I appreciate it, and I hope to see y'all back again next time. Bye now.